What are we? Blue pill or red pill?
Red pill.
We are red
We're
pill.
red pill. We're alpha male podcast bullshit.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
that's
thinking
right.
about
Yeah.
that the other day. I literally started one of our podcasts by saying we're here,
We're
we're queer,
queer.
and get used to it.
Yeah.
And then I got called an alpha male red pill guy.
We're homos, bro.
Fucking,
It's
we're just a bunch of
2022,
fags,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of fags.
Hello and welcome to another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week. I'm Freddie P. in the place to be. Neek's here. Producer Zach is here. And I can comfortably say if you guys think we're going to wait 4 or 5 years every time to hear Pusha T exquisitely talk about selling cocaine and calling people broke, you're goddamn right.
What, did he just release a new album?
No, like a couple months
Couple
ago. I've just
months.
been listening to it even
I haven't
further.
even heard a song from it yet.
Listen to it. It's,
All
good.
Oh,
right.
man.
What's it called?
It's almost
Cocaine?
dry.
It's almost dry. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much,
It's
yeah.
almost dry, yeah. Standout songs, Neck and Wrist with Jay-Z I like a lot. Brambleton I like a lot.
Dreaming of the day, dreaming of the past.
Dreaming of the Past. I'm not sure which one that is.
Dreaming of the past. Yeah, it's like number 4 or some shit with Kanye West, I think.
Mm.
And then Let the Smoker Shine the Coops.
Yeah. Smoker Shine, the Coops.
Yeah, the crackheads.
Yeah, I know. Pusha T just one of Nico and I's favorites. We just really like him. I was listening to him on the way here, so that's just one of the favorite tweets I've ever seen. It was back, like, it was actually like 2 or 3 albums ago, but somebody tweeted that, and it's like, if Pusha T thinks I'm gonna wait another 4 fucking years to hear him rap about cocaine, he is absolutely right.
Yeah. That's all he raps about.
And then, yeah, Nico and I've been talking to Nico recently about, like, Pusha T just has the best ways to call people broke, man. He calls people broke, but they're just the best ways. Like, you guys still split the check, we fight to pay the bill.
Yeah.
Just shit like that. How's everybody's week been?
It was pretty good. Minus the fact that my dad's dog's not doing so well. You heard about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry to hear that, man.
Little Lulu
Little Loot.
repping pug life.
Didn't they
Pug
take
life.
her for a second opinion somewhere?
They
Thug
did.
life.
They did take her for a second
Nug
opinion, and it's fairly close to the same as the first opinion, except for the first opinion was, yeah, you may as well just put her down. That was like basically what they said, and then I told them to go to my vet, and my vet was like, okay, well, you got a bunch of options. Take some X-rays. We'll give it some fucking pain medication. Like, the options are pain medication, let the dog run its course type thing, or you could put it down, or you can get more X-rays and see if it's spread. She's got like a golf ball sized tumor in her mouth.
A golf ball size?
Yeah, dude, it's
For
literally
a pug? That's pretty crazy.
dude, it's pretty big. And I saw the picture of it, like, they took a picture and it's fucking like that, and it's like red, like it looks fucking gross. I didn't look at it because I didn't want to put her in any more pain or whatever she's already in. I don't know. Dogs don't look like they're in pain. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell that they're in pain except for if they're like limping or some shit. You know what I mean? So she seems kind of normal. I mean, she is kind of old, but she's seems okay, kind of. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully she's okay for a little bit longer, I guess. They could operate on her, but if they operate on her, she might not wake up because of how old she is. If they do operate on her and she does wake up, they can only take apart half the tumor, and the fucking thing could grow back like in 2 days and be literally the exact same thing. So it might not even be worth it. The other first vet said that if we remove it, we have to remove half of her upper jaw. So then, like, fuck, you remove half the jaw, how the dog gonna eat? You know what I mean? Or like, what the fuck's the dog gonna do? How's he gonna move its mouth? It's got no jaw. So
That's wild.
I remember my my mom has a miniature Australian Shepherd named Buckley, and like 6 years ago when they were out of town, my sister was house sitting, and The dog was in the field. One of the horses kicked it, like boot fucked it right in the face.
Yeah.
My sister called him in. He came running, his jaws hanging down, and it cost him $6,000 to put it. So then that comes the question: what is too much versus light? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
how much-
exactly.
And that's a tough.
That's the
question to
thing
have.
every pet owner has to think. What is the dollar amount that it's just like?
Not enough. Man, you shouldn't have given that catnip.
Yeah, she's get off.
I wonder how long it takes for him to get high from that shit.
I'm pretty sure we just saw the first stages of it. It's been a while since I gave her some because she starts jumping all over everything.
I was watching her walk around when you were talking, and she's like tweaking, like looking around like extra lots. And
Sometimes she'll go up into that cat tree over there, and then where the walls meet like this, she'll just stare up at the corner, and I'm like, "What do you see?" If it's a ghost, you need to tell me.
Yeah, so I know this chick that I used to talk to whose dog got cancer in the arm, or like the leg, I guess. And she paid like 7 G's, I think, or something like that, to get the arm or the leg amputated, and the dog only survived for another 6 or 8 months or some shit.
Yeah.
So like at that point is like what's like you say, what's worth it?
I mean, it sucks to like think about it, but like you could have literally bought 2 more dogs
Yeah.
for the price of that. And I know you have, like, I have a dog. You got the bond with the dog, yada yada yada. But
Yeah, and you don't want to let the dog go, you know what I mean?
but you have to understand, you're going to outlive your animal. Like that's part of getting the animal.
Yeah.
You're going to outlive it.
99% of the time anyways.
Like I remember Dexter's mom had a bunch of cats. Then there was one cat that was around for a while. I don't remember the name, but the cat got sick, and like it took such a toll on his mom that he asked his mom, like, "You gonna get another cat?" And she was like, "No, like I'm done. Like
Yeah.
there's been too many the cats and a couple dogs that like I'm done having to bury them. Like I don't want to have to
Yeah.
do that part anymore. Like,
Yeah,
I'm over it.
the emotional part, the emotional stress of it, of losing your animal, that's always there for you, even when you're in a fucking bad mood.
Not only that, but you see the decline too. Like you're there for the whole time. Unless it's abrupt, you get to see, or not you get to, but you have to experience the whole.
Yeah,
Which is probably pretty tough too.
for
Oh
sure.
man,
Yeah.
and then I know like a girl who works at a vet, and she was like, some people can't stay in the room, but that's the worst part because the dog is so. Like, man, I'm gonna start crying if I think about it. Like the dog's so scared looking for their family, and it's like, man. So then I'm like, well, I have to. Like my dog's always there for me. I gotta be there at that moment. But like, fuck, man, I've already thought about that, and like that's gonna fucking kill me. But
Yeah,
for
man. We had
sure.
this conversation when it was just you and me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
We were talking about Kobe like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough, man.
Real tough.
And I got Beast when she was 5. I've only had her for 2.5 years now, and it's
When she was 5?
yeah, because my buddy moved out of town, asked me to hold on to her for a while, and I never really came back for her. So, but I'm just, it's only been a couple of years, and there's already a very tight bond, and you
Yeah.
guys have had your dogs for much, much longer. So it's only gonna get stronger, and then it's only gonna kind of get worse.
Yeah.
I got Kobe when he was 7 weeks old, and in October he'll be 5.
Damn.
Yeah. How old's Jules now? Gonna be like 12,
10.
10?
10 or 11. I got her in 2011 or 2012.
I'm so bad at remembering dates.
I think 2012, October of 2012. And she was like,
A puppy.
yeah, she was small as fuck. She's still bigger than Lulu, but
A couple weeks old though, like 8 weeks or
yeah,
whatever.
8 weeks old, yeah. And yeah.
Yeah, I saw that Lulu when I went over there to pick up Franny when he threw his back out, and I just walked in the door and there's this little black dog with its tongue hanging out. Its mouth, staring at me. I was like,
Yeah.
"What's up?"
yeah. Yeah, that's Lou, man. Her tongue is like constantly.
Always, yeah.
I kind of feel bad. What do you call it? Feel bad for grabbing on her tongue because fucking she'll have her tongue hanging out of her mouth for like so long. You'll look at it and be like, holy fuck, that thing is dry, man. You just go and grab it and it's just like sandpaper.
And it's coarse as
You just
fuck.
fucking hold it and she's just like trying to get the fucking tongue back in her mouth. Yeah, it's my bad, Lou. The thing about her too is she's just like so fucking chill. Like never, I don't think she ever gave my dad any problems ever. She's just one of those dogs that just like sits there and chills, doesn't run away, doesn't fuck around, like just chilling. And that's probably why
What's the other dog there? Not Franny's, but Ashley's.
Rhino.
Yeah, Franny said apparently that dog shits everywhere.
Probably.
Bad dog.
Bad dog, yeah.
Rhino,
Like
Well-
in the house.
Well, no, that's Lulu.
Oh, maybe. I'm
Lu
getting them
and
confused.
well, Lulu was like At some point, that's the only probably thing that Lulu does.
She's incontinent. She'll just shit everywhere.
Kind of. And she, like, well, before she used to shit by the front door. She wouldn't go outside. Like, it'd be cold outside. She'd have to go outside. You'd look, it's winter time. She'll go to the door. She'll look outside, turn around, and fucking run away. She's like, yo, I ain't going out there. And then fucking 20 minutes later, you'll find a shit by the front door. You know what I mean? So, like, close enough, yeah. So, but now, well, not now, but, like, probably in the past, like, year or two, whatever, she'll, like, walk around and shit'll just be falling out of her ass. So there'll be fucking little turds all over the place. And it's like, Lou, just fucking stop,
Like
take
a
a dump.
Hansel and Gretel trail.
Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah. But
Oh, sorry.
Rhino, I used to not really like Rhino too much, but he's grown on me quite a bit. He's pretty, like, he's kind of retarded, but he's a fairly good dog. He ain't no Jules, but
Bad dog.
bad dog, yeah. I do say that, yo, you're a bad dog. Get out of here.
He tells him all the time, Rhino, you a bad dog.
Bad dog. So, yeah.
Did you watch the UFC fight yesterday? You did, right?
I caught the highlights and everything. I saw Nate Diaz choke out Tony Ferguson, and then I know Hamzat destroyed that guy in the first. Like, I looked at the stats. There was no punches thrown or anything in that Hamzat versus Kevin Holland fight. It was just grapple down, submission, done. But
Yeah, it took them like 2 minutes to finally get it in. They rolled around for a couple minutes, but the rolling was just Holloway trying to get
Holland.
Holland, sorry.
Yeah.
Trying to get his head out, and it just wasn't happening. The
Well,
guy
he-
just it just kept getting deeper and deeper, and eventually just
Did he-
tapped out.
it was a catchweight fight at 180 or whatever, and Hamzat he was 7.5 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
Everyone's always said he's pretty big for the welterweight class, the 170 class. So people are saying he should move up to middleweight, but 7 pounds is a huge miss.
Fucking right. You
And
never
I was
really hear
excited for that fight, but I was also a little bit worried for Nate just because of how big Hamzat is. And I mean, Nate's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but power sometimes overtakes technique.
Those guys wrestle bears, don't they?
Well, probably, but who
pretty
says
sure
how
they
big
are.
the bear is? Maybe it's a teddy bear. I wrestled a bear once, but it was stuffed.
Did you see the video of Khabib wrestling the bear when he was
Yeah.
like fucking a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's just a different breed.
Never go made of.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, it was all right. Really early in the fight, like literally a minute or two into the fight, Tony Ferguson threw a kick at Nate Diaz, and he checked it, and it split Tony Ferguson's shin open, and he was just pouring blood down his foot, pouring blood, and then he got cut twice on the face too, so he was leaking pretty good by the end of the fight. But like I was telling you earlier, there was a lot of weird antics going on in that fight, man. Like Tony Ferguson was like turning his back as like a fighting stance. He was like 2/3 of the way turned around, like he was gonna try and lead with like a backwards elbow. It was really weird. And then Nate Diaz started like putting his hands on like the top of the cage and like mockingly resting, and like at one point Tony Ferguson just like laid down on his back in the middle of the ring, and I was watching it with Tio, and he was like, man, it's like these guys are like trying not to knock each other out because they're buddies. Like he's like, I guarantee you this fight's not ending with a knockout. Tio said that like a minute in. He's like, these guys are buddies or something, man. Like it just like they did, throw a couple punches, blah blah blah. And like I said, Tony Ferguson's face did get fucked up a little bit, but like I wasn't even really like on board with his like theory that they like weren't trying to knock each other out. But it did seem weird, man. It seemed like Tony Ferguson was giving Nate Diaz like a farewell fight, and like going through the motions more than like getting out there trying to fuck each other up. Like what's the guy's name? Hamzat?
Hamzat Chimaev.
Hamzat? That motherfucker, as soon as the bell went, fucking sprinted across the ring, tackled that motherfucker, got his head. He wasn't letting go of that motherfucker's head until he was unconscious if he didn't tap out. And then after Joe Rogan was like, I don't remember, Joe Rogan said something to him. He's like, I'm here to kill all motherfuckers. Praise be fucking Allah Akbar. And everyone's like, boo. He's like, I fucking know you love me. You boo me, but you fucking love me. It was funny. And
Well,
he was a pretty wild dude. No, I just liked that. I don't even know anything about the guy, but he was at least fired up to be there. The other two just seemed like it was like, I don't know, man, going through the motions of fighting somebody. It looked weird.
I do like Nate Diaz, but I feel like he always has like a bunch of antics and shit in most of his fights. Like
After the fight, he was like, any fighting promotion out there. I don't give a fuck. Boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. I'm the best motherfucker in the world. Josh looks over at me. He's like, this motherfucker's record's 23-13. Like,
That's just not very good.
yeah, like
bro.
you,
No.
like you are not near the. You're the maybe one of the most entertaining, and like you say, one of the baddest, quote unquote, but best. Sorry, bro.
Well,
Like,
he won that BMF belt against Jorge Masvidal, but that was, or no, Jorge Masvidal won against Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
But that was doctor stoppage. Nate
Yeah.
Diaz got clipped on the eyebrow and it opened up a cut. They couldn't get to stop bleeding, so they had to call the fight.
apparently, he's like never. I could be wrong.
don't
He's
think
like
so.
never been knocked out, never tapped out. He says he doesn't lose fights. He runs out of time. That's what he said.
Everyone says that when Nate Diaz fights in a 3-round fight and loses, if that fight had kept going on, like if he loses by decision,
Yeah.
the longer the fight goes, the longer or the better odds Nate, because that guy's got cardio.
That's
Yeah,
what I was
man,
saying.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. And
exactly,
he's like,
yeah.
I don't lose fights. I run out of time.
Yeah.
If it would have been if the UFC was 10-round fights, I'd be undefeated because like I don't get knocked out. I don't tap out. I let them gas
He
out and
smokes
then I
pot,
win.
eats vegetables, and trains to fight.
It's funny that you say that because the last fight, I remember the last fight that he had. We were at fucking Matthias's house. Remember
Yeah,
when?
yeah. I
remember when
that
we went
night,
there?
Yeah.
I fucking was like, yo, I'm gonna make a couple bets or whatever, and I thought about it, and I was like, Nate Diaz is fighting some fucking black guy. I don't remember
I
his
think
name.
it was
Kevin Lee?
no, I think it was Edward Lewis or whatever Lewis.
No,
Lewis
I'll
Edward
check it
or
out.
something.
no,
Leon Edwards.
Leon
the one that
Edwards?
just knocked out
Tall, like
Kamaru
skinny
Usman.
black guy that's bald.
I
Isn't it?
think
It's
somebody, yeah.
Leon Edwards, he's the guy that just knocked out Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, was that who he was
I'll
fighting?
check it
yeah,
out.
check who he was fighting. And I'm like looked at it. I was like, okay, what do I know about Nate Diaz? He's old. He doesn't get knocked out, and he doesn't get submitted. I was like, okay. The other guy is young. He's hungry. I'm betting my money on the other guy to win in the decision. And boom, I ended up fucking making money on that fight.
His,
and I was like,
his last 5 fights were Conor McGregor, which was the second of 2 fights, which
Yeah,
he
yeah.
lost, so they're 1-1 now. Pardon me. Sorry. Anthony Pettis, who fights in Showtime or Bellator, I think, right now. And then Jorge Masvidal, who he lost to, Leon Edwards, who he lost to. But
Yeah,
at the
Leon
end of that
Edwards.
fight, he tagged Leon Edwards and then pointed at him and was like, I got you, motherfucker. Which is, it was pretty sick. And then, obviously, Tony Ferguson, who Tony Ferguson's last fight was with Michael Chandler, which I got to see live at Pierre's house.
ooh.
And Chandler gave him sweet chin music with his fucking foot and knocked him out cold. That's the first time Chandler's ever thrown a head kick in his UFC career.
And he knocked out
him
Nate Diaz?
No, Tony Ferguson.
Oh,
Ice cold. Fell down like this on the ground.
damn.
Yeah.
Yesterday there was a fight, and I wonder if you could look it up real quick. A girl got dropped by a heel kick from the ground to her liver, and it dropped her.
Oh, yeah, because that liver, if you get apparently if you get hit there, like the nerves or whatever, it like shuts you down.
This
a
is
little bit.
what him and I were talking, and my buddy, what's the guy's name? Boss Rutan?
Yeah,
Boss
Boss
Rutan,
Rutan,
yeah.
he used to. He's a bad guy too.
And he was
actually.
like the king of. He would always talk about the liver shot.
Apparently, Josh was saying yesterday he heard some interview, whatever. Apparently, he has more like fight stoppages from body shots than anybody in like mixed martial arts history or whatever.
Straight up.
And he was saying in a thing, I was telling Nico this earlier, apparently like the liver almost has the same type of thing as the chin does. That like if you get hit there hard enough, your body literally just shuts down as like a safety mechanism to like prevent you from dying.
Was it on the main card?
Yeah, it was
So-
the third last fight.
So
it was
Irene
2 chicks.
Aldana versus Macy Chase
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
And
It says
the
KO.
Adana chick, the Mexican girl,
The
I
one that won?
butchered her name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tia was like, fuck, I'd kind of like to get to know her. And of course, she's got the corners in and she's all looking. And Josh and I are like, yeah, man. He's like, no, look. And then he shows us, like, if you Google her, it's like, yo, this chick's a dime. Like,
Let's have a
she's
gander.
sexy as
Look it up.
fuck, dude.
Come and look over there.
I'll bring it to you guys.
Oh,
you can
okay.
stay there.
Okay.
That's like Paige Van Zandt, if you've ever heard about her.
Yeah,
She's
Yeah.
a bare
fuck yeah.
knuckle boxer now. And she, I'm pretty sure she has OnlyFans and shit. But I don't think
Really?
it's nudity. Or, Nico's like, really? Yes.
I ain't trying to see no feet pictures. Pay $10.99 for some feet pictures.
Have you subscribed? I don't want to blow up your spot, but have you ever done a membership and subscribed to somebody?
I've spent a couple bucks here
Okay.
and there.
Sometimes you just got to see, man.
Yeah.
No,
Gotta
I'm just
see.
asking. I'm not
But
saying that I
the
haven't
thing, what
either.
I do immediately is I'll subscribe to it and then immediately go and unsubscribe, so it won't recharge me.
Well, because you get the 30 days or whatever.
You get the 30 days, yeah. So I'll go check it out and then unsubscribe immediately, and then after the 30 days is up,
You saw what you needed to see.
I saw what I need to see, and then I get 30 days to see it.
Don't break that like you broke my keys.
Yeah, because you didn't underthrow him like he
What?
underthrew me.
Be honest. Was it a bad throw?
I caught it like a foot in
was
front
a
of me
little bit away.
at the ground.
Okay,
I-
fair enough. Just
uh,
wanted to know.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was him throwing it to me, I probably would have caught it.
Oh wow.
I still don't know about that.
Yeah, she could get it.
She's not bad.
She could get it.
She might S your D and then knock you out after.
Okay, but
She might knock me out first.
Yeah, not in that order.
Yeah, she'll knock
here's
me
some
out first.
Instagram pictures though where she's not
Okay.
weighing in at a fight.
Sorry, I didn't know what you wanted me to look.
Well, no, she's just a little bit better looking when she's not ready to fight somebody.
Yeah, she's a little jacked for my liking.
well, I mean, yeah.
She's gonna fucking me.
Bet she give you a hand job like nobody's business though.
Fucking gorilla grip.
Give you Indian burns all upon your wee wee. Isn't that an ASAP Ferg line?
ASAP Ferg.
Yeah. Indian
Uh,
burns all upon it wee wee.
That's from
Not work.
Plain Jane.
Plain Jane, yeah.
Slob on my knob. Corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Is that the song?
Yeah.
That's ASAP Ferg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he has a song called Work too. That's really good.
And there's one that he has that has Missy Elliott in it actually that I really like.
I actually saw him live.
ASAP Ferg?
Yeah.
Just him or was the rest of the crew
He was
there?
at that.
He was at that music festival, that One Love Music Festival in Calgary.
Who was it again? Logic, him.
Big Sean, Tyler the Creator.
Supposed to be Lil Wayne, but he didn't show up, right?
I guess ASAP Ferg. There was more people. It was a 2-day event. I don't remember who was all there, but it was a 2-day event, and fuck me, was it cold.
I'm gonna plug the idea that I have for next week's podcast.
Do it.
But Dan's only gonna. I didn't tell Dan because it's gonna be like a great day for Dan. So I work for like a marijuana company, and we are very
Oh, yeah.
closely associated with an extractions company. And a coworker and I have been tasked with sampling products and giving them
Job perks.
our feedback on the product. So next week I'm going to invite those two dudes. We're going to have to figure out microphones. Maybe they can like share one or something. I'm not sure.
Or
Nico and
maybe-
I can share
Or
one.
maybe I can reconfigure this one and then I just stay silent on the next one. And you guys can read the facts and would you rathers and stuff.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, I think we're going to have a dab testing podcast. Nico,
Are you going to bring an actual dab rig or just those volcano things?
probably both. Yeah. All of the above,
Okay,
probably.
I probably won't do much testing.
No, that's what I was thinking. Nico probably doesn't need much of a
I'd
microphone.
like to try
I
one
either
if
think
that's
Nico
okay.
either doesn't need a microphone for that, or he should be the one that for sure has one, so that he can keep
always-
the talking going
But
while
he
the
can
rest
always
of us are
kick
dabbing
it
and shit.
back here with me and we can both use this microphone.
That's true, yeah.
And then yeah, you guys can fill dead space while the three of us are.
But I still would like to try one dab on an
Yeah, of
actual
course.
dab rig.
yeah,
'Cause
that's
I've never done that before.
yeah.
You've never hit a dab rig?
I've never hit like a. Remember Lawrence? The old freaking. I shouldn't have said. Yeah, whatever. Do you remember the old weed dealer when Doug fell down?
Oh, yeah.
I used to, when I had to go pick up from him, I'd go up in his apartment. He had a rig, and I remember taking like the remainder of one of his ones.
Oh,
'cause he
yeah.
couldn't- but I haven't done like one from start to finish, and I'd
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to try one just to.
Oh, we can definitely do that for you.
Yeah.
Not a problem. But yeah, that'll be a cool little thing. So I haven't told Dan what we're doing yet. I just told him you're coming to the podcast next
Surprise,
weekend and bring your Puffco.
Yeah.
And he was like, "The fuck is fucking some big weed head coming there?" I was like, "No." He
Yeah,
was
two
like,
of them, you and him.
I was like, "Is there something I should know about?" I was like, "Well, there is something we're going to be doing, but you don't need to know any more than you know." I'm just being an asshole, trolling him. You know what I mean?
So yeah, at the One Love Music Festival, it was Big Sean, and Genie Akio,
Yeah, they were together. They were a couple.
Atmosphere, Action Bronson, Ty Dolla Sign, Earth Gang, Jid, Let's Soul, Mitchell Lawler and Conch. I don't know who these bums are.
They're from Edmonton. I know them.
Logic, this is day 2. Logic, Tyler the Creator, ASAP Ferg, Earl Sweatshirt, Jazz Cartier, Mark E. Bassey, a KOD battle, KOTD battle.
King of the Dot.
Yeah, Easy Mac and Bugsy Brown.
Easy Mac was Mac Miller's first rap name before he turned into Mac Miller. Just FYI.
But that's not him though, was it?
Mhm. Did you know Mac Miller produced under aliases and like released music under aliases that nobody knows about?
Larry Lovestein, he has as one of his
Oh, I've heard
alias.
of that.
Yeah, Mac Miller was a very, but by the time he was not living anymore, his musical prowess in terms of instrument playing and production was very, very high level, I'd like to say.
Well, he could always play the drums and the piano. Apparently, he could
Guitar,
play
yep.
multiple instruments.
Oh, yeah.
No, Dexter was super into him. And he told me about it. I think Larry Lovestein was the name that he produced under. But then there's a whole... Fuck, man. Google real quick Mac Miller aliases. There's one where he released, like, a whole project. And, like, no one knew that it was him. And, like, it didn't even, like... get that much attention for the longest time. Eventually, people figured it out and it got attention. But
There's also a lot of songs he doesn't have on Spotify under his name, like Rap Diablo. If you've ever heard that song,
yeah,
that's you can't. It's not on Spotify. You can only watch it on like YouTube and stuff. So he's just very weirdly selective about where songs and which projects.
it probably has a sample that he couldn't clear. That's what happens when they can't get on
Potentially. It's just
platforms.
What
just
do you
piano,
mean?
isn't it?
Because
What
there's
do
a
you mean?
song.
What do I mean?
There's a song that I think should be on Spotify, but it isn't.
Which one? Who's it by? Is it a rapper?
The Game.
Which one?
It's called Rida with Dej Loaf. The Game and Dej Loaf.
Okay, so for instance, like Chance the Rapper, he blew up from the mixtape called Acid Rap,
Yeah.
but he made Acid Rap when he was like not famous. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So his producers were just like stealing music to make beats. So in hip hop, that was happening, and then that song would blow up, and then like you made a song, and then I stole like the drum line from it, and I make another song, and my song blows up later. You're like, well, that's my music. Like I didn't give that guy permission to use my sample or use my beat or use my whatever. I don't give him permission for that.
Okay.
So a thing recently that rappers have been doing have been going and like buying all this shit for their mixtapes. Like Drake blew up from a mixtape called The Best I Ever Had. It was never on streaming platforms until recently. Almost all like Lil Wayne has a dedicate. I know you don't like Lil Wayne, but he has a series like his series of Gangsta Girls mixtapes with DJ Drama are called The Dedications, and the whole thing about it is that he only raps over other people's beats.
Oh, okay.
And like he's like, yo, I rap better than you on your beat. Like, give me any beat. I don't give a fuck if it's that rapper that I'm gonna do it better than them on my mixtape than they did on their song. So like, I can't rap over fucking, I don't know, pick any rap song. And for some reason, I'm blanking on a rap song. I love the Dough by Jay-Z, and I can't just rap over that song. And it's like, yo, this is my song, Jay-Z and Biggie. And be like, no.
You'll have to get paid for it.
It's
Yeah.
my fucking song.
Yeah.
So Chance the Rapper, when he eventually put Acid Rap on streaming platforms, there's a song called Juice, and they just like didn't give him the clearance. Like the company wouldn't sell him the rights to it. They pretty much told him to go fuck himself. So on the you're just listening to the mixtape, then it just stops, and he was like, yeah, I still put Juice on the album, like it's still listed as a track, but they didn't clear the sample for this song, so all the proceeds I get from streaming this little clip are gonna go to like mental health awareness or Chicago kids or whatever. Thanks for listening. And then that's song 8. And song 7's a song 9's a song, and song 8 he's just like, yeah, sorry, this one's not on the
Yeah, that
album
makes
because they
sense.
didn't clear that shit.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe the reason why that song is only on YouTube is because in the chorus, this might not have anything to do with it, but the game's like he uses ambitions as a rider, like that term. He uses that like a whole fuckload in that song. That's
Tupac.
made in the like that's in the chorus. So I don't know if
Is it like Tupac saying it, or does he
No,
just
it's
say
him.
I'm ambitious? Like,
no,
'Cause, like, clearly,
it's just
like-
him just saying it. You
because
could-
at that part, are you just biting lyrics?
Exact. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said before. I don't know if this is the reason why, because like, you're allowed to say
What's
words.
the song called?
Rida.
Like
RYDA.
That's exactly what I thought it was. Classic game. And that's it by who?
The Game and Dej Loaf.
Dej Loaf, DEJ.
Yeah.
Remember like 300 bars and running where the beat switches like
Yeah,
6,
yeah.
7, 8 times? Like he could never put that on not stream. Like
Yeah.
that'll never be on a
He'd
streaming
have to.
platform.
He'd have to give.
It says it's on Spotify.
There's no way.
It literally says if I put why isn't the game Rida featuring Dej Loaf, why is it on Spotify? And then it brought me to a Spotify link.
There's no fucking
Click on
way. I literally literally tried to listen to it the other day.
I also found Mac Miller alter egos, which are hilarious. So we should go into that again.
Yeah, the names are funny, right? I can't
Yeah,
remember what they are, but they're funny
creative.
names. Yeah.
Do you remember when he had his own MTV show called The Mac Miller and the Most Dope Family?
I think you or somebody else I was talking to recently said
there's 5 episodes and you have to watch it.
I've never seen it.
You have to find it somewhere. I'll try to find a link and send it to you. It's incredible.
Dude,
Just goofing off.
if you like how you said have to find it somewhere, I have a streaming thing where like, bro,
Oh,
Told you, man.
it's on here, but I can't play it.
Really.
There's
Like, I can't
never
even find it.
there's never been anything on this streaming platform that I haven't been able to find. So I'll
Look,
watch it.
Nico. Spotify.
Yeah, that's
But I
fucked.
can't. The thing to play does not show up.
Yeah, like when I search it up on my phone, it's literally not even there.
We got to get to the bottom of this.
I have Spotify, but I don't pay for it.
What do you use? Apple Music?
I use Apple
You're
Music.
just like
yeah.
Francesco. That's freaking.
I have a reason for my madness, though.
Fair
I have a
enough.
method for my madness.
Do you want to know the alter egos real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously there's Larry Fisherman, Delusional Thomas, Easy Mac with the creamy raps, Larry Lovesteam in the Velvet Revival, Parson Brown, Cam Rellum, which is Mac Miller backwards.
Yeah, Cam Rellum, yeah.
Welcome to the Cam Rellum Chronicles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Miller Mac, Larry Dallas, Vape God Lars, and Luther Huckleby.
Jesus Christ.
But I think the coolest is definitely Luther Huckleby.
And like he
Luther.
would just release songs under some of those names and like not
some
put it
wouldn't
on
even-
his Instagram,
and-
nothing. Like
They wouldn't even be rap sometimes. It'd just be music.
some of it's like classical
It's
almost.
sick.
Like
Really?
yeah, dude. And like he didn't like put on his Instagram like, yo, go follow
Larry Lovestein.
nothing. Like you just had to figure it out. People eventually did, but
That's kind of cool.
yeah, it's just a cool thing that I always thought that he did. That was dope. But no, the reason I still use Apple Music as opposed to Spotify, because I know Spotify is better for playlists and stuff like that. But that reason exactly of not having music that's not cleared on your Spotify, like if you import your own music into Spotify, at least when I tried it, it all went into one massive folder called My Music. And then they were like, yeah, it's on you to like find the song every time and sort it. And I was like, okay, fuck this. Apple Music, I can at least open my fucking phone, and all of the years of hip hop mixtapes that I've downloaded are still on my phone. Because that shit was fucking annoying. Like, dude, I'm a Lil Wayne fan. Half his fucking music is on mixtapes.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
A
the
lot
nice
of
thing
it.
about Spotify is the more you listen to it, it'll start creating and curating
Yeah.
its own
Yeah.
playlist for you. And then I don't gotta go driving down the road trying to slip gears, trying to find a specific song like Rida by Dejloaf, which comes up as a playlist, but there's no song in it.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of
I'm gonna-
playlists on it.
Next week, by the time next week's episode rolls around, we need to find a reason why this is.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, dude, I almost guarantee you it's sample clearance.
So but I've Googled it and I can't get any results with, yeah, that's weird.
A legit answer.
We should take it to Reddit. Hip hop heads on Reddit.
I did click Reddit.
That's already on there?
No, it's
somebody,
not.
Well, no, somebody already asked on Reddit.
No, that I put. Why is it not on Spotify? The song, and then I put Reddit, and all that comes up is different ways to listen to the song. No Reddit.
No, I mean like I'm gonna make a post on Hip Hop Reddit and be like, yo,
okay.
why
I
isn't
thought
this
you meant
song
to
on?
check Reddit, which is usually my.
See, look, it went right to Hip Hop Heads. That's the subreddit it took you to.
The first comment is, "My God, this is crap."
The song? Yeah. Dude, that song's gangster, yo. That's a great song, yo.
Yeah, there's only one thread with. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, actually, this will be entertaining. I'm gonna take a big right turn here. So the Queen died.
Mm-hmm.
Nico, thoughts?
I guess children's blood only keeps you alive for so long.
I knew we'd get a good soundbite out of that. Did you guys see the post going around? It was on
Prince
these.
Charles?
It was on these people's.
Who are you looking at?
The camera.
No,
No.
he was looking over
I
here.
wasn't even looking at the camera. No, it was just like the meme that I saw.
He was
is,
looking way over here.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at anybody. The meme that I saw is there's the grave and it says Queen Elizabeth, and then there's a guy like this, and it's with Prince Charles' face line. He's like this, so it's like
The meme that I saw that was funny was like the pearly gates opening, and then Princess Diana was sitting there, and then like the Queen was walking. She said, "Oh, bitch, you forgot about me!" Like
yeah.
the motherfucker you killed me. You forgot about me, huh? Didn't think you'd see me again. All shit like that. But no, it was just a tweet that I saw all these girls posting on their Instagram stories, and it's like, and this time, remember what the Queen did? She was a monarch, and this and that, and a good wife to her cousin. It was alright. Not as good as your usual throws.
Better
But
than
yeah.
Nico's with the keys.
Much better. Much better. Okay, I stepped forward and reached all the way to the pavement, and my finger got right under the keys at the pavement. So if that's not being underthrown, I don't know what is.
I'm a little bit less of a quarterback, more of a wide receiver. You know.
He likes to. He doesn't pitch. He
Emphasis on
receives. You know?
receive. Yeah. There's a guy on my work crew that served in the military, and he took it pretty hard.
In his ass.
No,
That's where I went to. I was like, what?
no.
You meant the queen passing.
died.
Oh, the
Because he's
queen.
got to swear an oath to her when and all that stuff, right? So he was just like, I might request a day off on her funeral. I was like,
Really?
Do what you got to do, man. But I never met her, so I ain't taking a day off.
I'm sure he never met her either.
I don't know.
He probably just had
He
to.
was in the military, so I don't want to talk crap about him. But that was
One
his
of my
choice.
girlfriend's friends is like a Polish dude who's just getting his Canadian citizenship, and apparently he was the first person to pledge to the king in Canada. Like the queen had just died, all of like the citizenship shit stopped across Canada, and I'm assuming because they had to like write up the fucking new thing that you have to pledge, and then the guy said it to him, yeah, you were the first person in Canada to pledge to the king as opposed to the queen.
Damn.
So that's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Different.
really give a shit about the queen's death either. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Not a thing.
I feel like it's a little bit inconsequential. Yeah, she's been alive, and she basically ruled over for some very large world events for both the United Kingdom
For like
and ourselves.
70 years.
70 years,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
from the
at the
time
end
she
of
was
the-
like 21 to 96 or something.
But at the end of the day, we're a sovereign country at this point. That just is part of technically a monarchy. So day to day, it means sure it sucks that a life was lost, but day to day it means absolutely nothing, in my opinion.
She lived a good
No.
life.
Yeah, 95 or whatever she was, 170 if in reptile years.
Yeah, I agree.
Just kidding.
yeah, yeah. In human years, she was like 96 or 5 or whatever. But in reptile years, man, she was pushing.
She lived a long life, reptilian.
Pushing R, not P.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck the queen. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the queen. I don't give a fuck about the king either. I don't give a fuck about any kind of royalty. That shit means absolutely nothing to me. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that it means absolutely nothing to fucking 80% of the people out there. I'm sure people in the military care about it, or people who grew up with the queen or some shit. But yeah, I couldn't care less. It's just another person to me. Which, whatever.
Enrids die every day, B.
Yeah,
You be
man.
aight.
Yeah. Motherfuckers get shot every day, B.
You be alright.
Shout out Kill Camp.
Kill Cam. Paid in full.
What's that?
That's a
Paid in
that's
Full.
from
The
a
movie
Paid in
Painful
Full.
with
Mackay Pfeiffer and Cam.
Cameron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill
I
Cam,
saw it
baby.
A long time ago. I don't.
And there's another guy in there too.
Yeah, the guy from.
Avon Barksdale from The Wire. He was also in Remember the Titans.
Is that his first
the dude
name?
that
or real name?
remember the Titans, the dude that got paralyzed at the end of the movie, right?
I don't remember.
It was like fucking
I think he was the
Omar
black
Epps.
Okay,
quarterback.
I know who you're talking about.
I think. I don't remember if he was the black quarterback. I know his name's something Woods. I can't remember. Avon Barksdale is the name of the character in The Wire.
Oh yeah, Wood Harris. Is who
Wood
we're thinking.
Harris. Yeah, I
Yes,
thought it
that's
was something
exactly.
Woods, but yeah, no, Wood
Yeah, you're right,
Harris.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a great movie. Yeah, no, after Wood Harris gets shot in that movie, spoiler alert for Paid in Full if anybody hasn't watched it, Cam's talking to him and he's like being super ignorant about the fact that he almost just died, and he's like eating a bag of chips, and the guy's like, yo, I don't breathe the same, I walk different, and he's like, yo, motherfuckers get shot every day, B. You be alright.
Yeah.
Like, you breathing?
Yeah,
Were
you're
you
still
alright?
alive,
You get you
yeah.
some chicken soup, get
Yeah.
you some blankets, some chicken soup, you be alright.
On the topic of those,
He's
types
shot
of-
in the fucking head. He got a fucking band-aid on his head, and the guy's like, you be alright. Like, yo, what?
Have you guys seen Menace to Society before?
Of course.
Yes.
What about ATL with Ti?
No.
Not that I remember. If I did see it, I don't remember
It's a
it.
pretty good movie.
ATL?
It's just called ATL. It's Ti and I think it's Lauren London, Nipsey Hussle's widow.
Widow,
I
yeah.
think. I'll check it out.
Let's have a gander.
Also, Lil Wayne's baby mama.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Getting passed around. Joint.
No, I'm pretty sure Nipsey claimed that. Pretty sure they were
Yeah,
together
it is
for a couple
Lauren
years.
London. I was right.
Yeah, apparently when Nipsey Hussle started dating her, Lil Wayne like went and seen him or whatever, and was just like, yeah, I know, you're a solid dude.
By all accounts, he was. Did you see what NBA YoungBoy said about after Nipsey Hussle died? Someone asked him if he cared. He was like, "It sucks." He's like, "I never met that dude in my life, so I don't really give a shit."
I mean, that's pretty much what Nigo just said about the Queen.
I
Yeah.
know, I know.
You're right, yeah, man.
But that's what he said on I think it wasn't Breakfast Club. It was another one. Maybe it was Big Boy's show.
Yeah, big boy in LA.
Sucks that people die, but I mean,
I don't think he's necessarily wrong for saying that. Like, if he was straight up ignorant about it, that'd be one thing. But he was like, yo, like, that sucks. I feel sorry for his family. But, like, I've never met the guy. It didn't really impact
I
my
couldn't
life
lose
at
sleep
all.
over it.
I almost kind of like condone, like appreciate that, because like, yo, that guy's gonna be honest with you 9 times out of 10. Like, that guy's not gonna just like bullshit you to be nice. Like, oh no, man, like condolences. I really missed that guy. He
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
great guy. It's like, I don't know if that guy was a great guy. I never met him.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about him.
try and keep his image up by saying some phony shit. It's just like, yo.
Well, I even remember like Kobe Bryant was like obviously a huge influence in my life, and when he died, a bunch of people reached out to me like, "Oh, sorry for your loss," and I remember replying to them being like, "Yo, I didn't know the guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he was like my uncle or like even my basketball coach. Like, my actual basketball coach would have upset me more if he passed away than Kobe Bryant. Don't get me wrong, he was like my hero for a large portion of my life and blah blah blah, but not like I knew the guy. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I had some sort of connection with him, but it was definitely a one-way street.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there was no mutual connection there. I'm
Yeah.
sure he appreciated that I supported him amongst the other millions and millions of people. You know, like, it doesn't really affect you the same way. So I get what the guy's saying. I mean, I get like because he's a rapper, they want you to feel some type of way about it. But like you said, hey, man, that sucks. Like, it really does, and I wish it hadn't happened. I feel bad for his family, but it didn't really impact my life at all. I get it. I don't think that makes him an asshole. Maybe slightly inconsiderate, but honestly, just honest as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
yeah, exactly. Are you gonna be phony, or are you gonna try and pertain a certain image and make yourself not look like, you know, like you said? Oh man, I'm sorry. I missed the guy so much. He was such an influence on my life, and it's like, stop lying. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Even then, like, Kobe Bryant was a big influence. Like, even like, and like, there's players in the NBA that like, I remember right after it happened, it became a thing that all teams were doing. But the one guy on his team, fuck man, I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Trae Young. He was like a real big Kobe Bryant fan, so he took like the 8-second backcourt violation, and he just like
Oh,
told
yeah.
his team like, "Yo, I'm taking."
I remember there was the 8-second
And then the other
And
team
the
would take the 24.
the shot clock.
But
yeah.
that like became a thing after. When he did that the first time, he was just like, "Yo, I'm doing this to do it." And like, he probably met Kobe Bryant, you know what I mean? Even if there was players that were like just in college or whatever that never actually met him, that like could be like, "Yo, man, this guy, I could contribute my work ethic to this guy. I can contribute waking
Yeah.
up and going, like, I can understand how you'd feel a different type of way about it. You really genuinely like inspired a large portion of your life based off of what this guy like bestowed upon you."
Mhm.
But it's still not like you knew the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's rappers that were like upset that Tupac died because of the impact of the lyrics, da 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 da. But there's other rappers that are like, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that it happened. It was cool.
yeah.
You know, not cool, but like, he was cool. It was whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry for your loss.
But it ain't gonna affect me in any way.
I'm not gonna lose sleep about it. What are you
Exactly.
googling over there? I see a black and white picture.
I'm not telling you. It's not time for that yet. And I'm not sure I'm going to talk about this one yet because I don't really fully understand it.
It is almost time for
Maybe-
that though. You got anything else you want
Maybe
to talk
what do you
about?
call it? Maybe we
We can all
understand it.
understand it together.
Maybe we understand it a little bit more than you.
Actually, there is
That's
one
a
thing I
huge
do kind of want to talk
possibility.
about.
Yeah.
The Earth.
We've talked about those untold things on Netflix. Did you watch the boating one?
Man, I keep seeing it on there, and fucking, I'm not really compelled to watch it. Did you watch it?
I did. I fell asleep during it twice.
Yeah, obviously not that good then.
Wow, I was really baked. But it is actually kind of cool. So you guys know how they race like sail yachts?
Yes.
Do you know how they look like today? How they like barely sit in the water? Like so fucking thin, like because
Yeah,
they
okay.
rise up or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
like speedboats and shit.
Yeah.
You know, speedboats by the time they get going are actually in like 5 inches of water or whatever.
Yeah, they're up like that, and just like the little bit of those in the water.
Yeah, and that's because of the speed and stuff. But so there's this yacht race, 12-foot yachts or 12-meter yachts. I don't remember, but they just kept calling them 12s. And there's like the New York Yacht Club, and the USA had won this yacht race for 132 years in a row. It'd been the longest winning streak in sports history. All these different places and shit were saying that they joked like the trophy was bolted down in their
Yeah.
country club or whatever because it's never leaving. You know what I mean? Blah blah blah. And then these Australian guys were like, we're going to beat it. We're going to beat it. Then there was this engineer dude who was like a weird dude, man. Like, not that this makes you weird, but like he had a tick where he'd like literally like his eyebrows and his face would kind of move. But like aside from that, like the guy only wore shoes when he absolutely had to. He'd be like working on a yacht in a plant, like a warehouse, barefoot. And it's just like, yeah, like the guy only wore shoes when he had, like he was kind of a weird dude. But they were saying that all these other engineers that did this like boating shit would do it all mathematically, and he was just like like an artist. He'd like look at curvatures of shit, and like he
Not the
didn't
earth.
take out like the numbers and like okay 0.1 here. Like he just like flows and
Yeah.
art and like design and shit. And then the main boat, like the skipper of the boat, is clearly very involved in the documentary. And he was like, man, one day he's like, I can't say that because I'm jumping around, but the guy died 4 years after the end of the race.
The artist?
The artist, yeah, the engineering dude. So he's not in the documentary at all.
Yeah.
But the skipper guy's like, I can't fully say this was the inspiration for it because he never confirmed it. But he's like, one day we were sitting there, and I don't know if he said they were having a smoke, whatever, but he's like, this guy was just staring at seagulls. And then he's like, man, it's so amazing. Like every single one of their feathers on their wings is its own like flight path thing. And he's like, they're so intricately designed that they jump up and take one fucking wing swoop and they're already flying. Like they don't got to jump into it and like gain flight. Like
Momentum,
they just boom, they're flying. So underneath the yachts is a thing called a keel, and it's pretty much just like the bottom fin, I guess, that kind of looks underneath it. And it's hard to describe.
Like the boat goes like this.
Yeah, so like a
bottom of the
boat
boat,
goes
right?
like this, but then like the boat will come to it, but then at the very back there's like a little fin kind of at the bottom.
Yeah.
So all the fins at the bottom, like if you were looking this way, if this was the boat, they would all come down like this kind of, and then just like stop and go back up.
Okay, yeah.
So then this engineer guy kind of made his go down and then almost put like wings going down off of it. And then there was some big facility in the Netherlands that you could like test your boat, and it was like an apparatus that you would drive through a course and be being pulled, and you could time it. And he phones back to the people in Australia, and he's like, man, like I designed this new thing. I'm not sure 100% if it's going to work, but we're doing 10 seconds faster than anything we can do on the old one. And the Australian government guy was like, he's actually being interviewed. He's like, it came down to me being like the one to give it the green light or the red light. And he was like, I just sat there and I thought like, fuck it, man. Like it's just money. Our program gets funded. We've been doing this way for 100 years and we've lost every single fucking time. What's the worst that could happen? We're
Yeah.
going to lose again?
Yeah.
Fuck it. He's like, fucking green light, man. Let's go. So this guy's like, perfect. He starts designing the shit. They start crushing times. Since the America was like the previous champion, they don't have to compete in the whole tournament. They're in the final.
Okay,
Everyone else has to compete for the right to meet them in the final. This boat race takes place over multiple days.
So in the final, is it just Canada versus Australia, or is it Canada versus fucking 10 other
No,
teams?
1 against 1 in the final. It's just me against you.
Oh, okay,
It ends up
okay.
being Australia and the United States.
Okay.
But Australia had to beat Canada and
Yeah,
Scotland
yeah,
and
yeah.
England, and they were fucking killing it, dude. Like setting records that like the Americans had never set. Like they were killing it. So then America was like, "Fuck, how is it so fast? How is it so fast?" Then one of the guys on the team said like, "Oh, we got a new like keel design," and everyone was like, "Oh, what?" But then they kept it secret. Like as soon as the boat docked, they would jump underneath the water, wrap it in tarp. They paid for security to be around the boat 24 hours a
Hide
day
it,
because they're
yeah.
like, "Fuck anybody. We're not letting anybody know." And then the Americans got all paranoid about it, and they figured out that the part of the competition is everything has to be from your country. The people on your team have to be from your country. The boat has to be built in your country. You can't outsource anything. But the fact that he went to the Netherlands wasn't against the rules because it was an Australian working in the Netherlands. They went to America went to the Netherlands and tried the guy working at the research facility is one-on-one interviewed, and he's like, yeah, they tried to like persuade me to say that we helped him invent this thing, and he was like, but that's a lie. Like this guy, no one helped him. This was 100% him. And he's like, I wasn't gonna lie for another country. Like fuck those guys. I don't know those guys. Yeah, fuck them. So then they keep it under wraps, blah, blah, blah. They end up meeting these people in the final. Right before the final, the engineer guy, who's just like, you could tell he's a bit of a trickster, he intentionally draws up the keel with the upside down wings. So like his thing, but upside down, and then faxes it to himself. Then forgets the fax, walks outside the building, and literally goes and tells the team like, "Yo, watch what I'm about to do." Tells them everything that he just did, and he's like, "All right." Walks. Oh, I forgot something. They were like, and so they think, "Oh, I forgot it. I my bad." So they're all running. The newspapers in America are printing the picture. All these other teams. There's a clip where the news cameras are watching other teams fabricate their, like, pull out of the water and start fabricating it right now, like fucking plaster, and we're gonna make it happen. And the Australian team's behind them looking and just dying laughing. They're all like, "Oh my god, like look at these fucking idiots." And then like the engineer, they're like, "This is the design, right?" And he's like, "I mean, yeah, it might be something like that." Like none of them would confirm if it was. Or, it might be something along those lines. Blah blah blah. Long story short, they go to the end. Well, long story long, because I'm fucking ranting about it. They go to the end. They end up beating the Americas. It's a best of the first of 4 races, like best of 7. They end up being down 3-1 to America because their boat breaks twice. Then they come back and tie it at 3-3. But then the Americans like almost break the rules and like pull a bunch of fabricated shit off of their yacht. And the Australian guy straight up said, he's like, "One of the judges told me, like secretly, if we would have tried that, we would have been disqualified. But like everyone, like these people had won for 132 years. They were so like entrenched in this shit. They controlled everything to try and keep up. They pulled like 10 or 15 pounds or whatever the fuck they said weight out, and that pretty much made the boats even. But in the race, the Australian guys end up winning, and the Australian Prime Minister is a gangster. He's old as fuck. This was the last interview he ever did before he died, and so he's like an old guy, and he was like, "You know, it really feels good to beat the Americans in anything, really." And then he's like, "I said a lot of good things when I was Prime Minister. I said a lot of bad things as well. But I think the best thing I said was," and then it cuts to the news coverage of him saying it, and he's got a whole glass of beer in his hand. He's like, "I think if any employer gives their employees a hard time about not being at work tomorrow, they're a dosser." And then fucking slams his beer down, like pretty much just gives the whole country the day off. That, right? Like, don't go to work tomorrow, and if your boss gives you a hard time, tell him to go fuck himself.
Yeah.
Slams a beer right on the news, and then yeah, they ended up winning. And then the whole thing was that the wings, just how the curvature of a wing makes you fly. When you get up to a certain speed in the water, it starts to lift. So your boat gets lifted up. So exactly, you're taking up less surface area of your boat.
Yeah.
And then they were like, it changed the whole game. By the next time, every country was doing it. And then they show yachting stuff of like, right, because this happened in like the 80s or the 70s or something. And maybe the 90s, I don't remember. But now they show it now, and the boats are like fucking that much in the water.
Barely in the water at all.
They've perfected this guy's technology so far. So it was actually kind of a cool watch, but it's pretty dry. But it was pretty cool. It was decent.
I'll check it out. Sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's a good thing to like throw on while you're falling asleep and then watch it for like 4 nights. You know, I only got this far.
It's only an hour and a half.
It's only an hour, yeah. But yeah, that one wasn't bad. Is it about that time?
Sure.
Do you guys want the would you rather first, or do you want? I got some crazy facts.
Whatever tickles
about
your
space?
fancy.
Well, I got some crazy facts about Florida that I thought were kind of funny.
But can I actually? You have a couple. I gotta steal a drink, man. I forgot a drink.
Oh,
You keep going. I'll just get a cup of water.
There's glasses up there. Help yourself.
Professionalism.
So yeah, we could do Florida facts too because they're kind of funny. But then I wanted to talk about wormholes they're called Einstein-Rosen bridges.
Einstein.
But I don't completely.
Convenient.
Yeah.
At convenient, go to the right. I don't completely understand it, so maybe you guys.
Let's talk about it, man. That's what we're here for.
Let's save that for the end.
Sure.
I will do the would you rather first. What's wrong with you sometimes? You stopped smoking weed.
It's all mental.
You stopped smoking weed and you got weirder. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so facts about Florida. You guys ready?
Yeah.
I'll just do a couple. You guys remember those memes about a Florida man?
Yeah.
It's always Florida man.
My birthday. If you check your birthday.
Yeah, type in your birthday in Florida man to see what a crazy Florida man did that day. Do it real quick. Oh, wait, don't you guys have the same birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something about Fred Flintstone or some shit. You'll see. Or a guy driving a fucking Fred Flintstone car or some shit.
So just Florida man, November 4th.
Yeah.
I forgot my own birthday there. What did the Florida man do on November blank? I love that. That's a real thing. He's arrested for hitting dog with extension cord and shoving his girlfriend. That's
Type
what I
in
heard.
November
What
22nd.
what about the other? That's all there was. There was something about fucking Fred Flintstone or some shit. It wasn't very good. I've seen a lot of good ones.
I don't see anything about the Flintstones, Fred or Wilma or Barney.
Type in
Barney
November
Rubble.
22nd real quick.
Which one? 22nd?
Yeah, of November. The Lord's year 1989.
22nd.
Just gave out my birthday. My social security number is also
Yeah, what's your visa number?
1.
Socials. Yeah, look. Florida man dressed like Fred Flintstone pulled over in his footmobile.
What was it? One of those fucking Fisher Price yellow and
I don't
orange
fucking
stickers?
know.
It's one of the best Little Wayne lines.
Fred says that a Florida man demands less money during a bank robbery. A Florida man, Hawkins, walked into the bank Monday sporting a "Make America Great Again" shirt and asked for the teller for $1,000.
A man was arrested Monday after police say he was caught driving around naked with an electronic device attached to his penis.
That's for the 22nd?
November 4th.
Oh. Alright, so hold on. Let's get back to some facts here. Not these fucking crazy Florida men. I feel like Pierre getting us back on track.
Okay, so Florida is the flattest state in the U.S. Florida is the only state that has two rivers that have the same name. There's the Withlacoochee River in Madison County, and the Withlacoochee River located in Central Florida.
Do they fucking connect?
No, but my mom has a place, and I can't. It's on one of those two rivers, and I've been there, but I can't remember. I think it's the one in Central Florida because it was only like an hour to Orlando to watch the basketball game. So I'm guessing that was in Central Florida. It's the second largest producer of citrus fruits in the world, and the first largest in the United States. Florida has more golf courses than any other state.
Oh shit.
St. Augustine, which is located in northeast Florida, is the oldest European settlement in North America. Cape Canaveral, a city in Brevard County, is the United States' main launch pad for space flights. Shout out the Challenger.
Wait.
That doesn't.
The
1989.
oldest
fake.
The oldest colony?
Settlement, European settlement in North America.
I thought all that shit happened in Boston. Boston Tea Party and all that shit.
That was what do you call it? I think the
Pretty sure-
Boston Tea Party is after.
Much later.
You telling me the first place they touched down was Florida?
I think
That's
the Boston,
according to this website.
the Boston Tea Party in like 1886 or some shit.
It was in 1773.
1773.
And the first settlements got here in like the late, I want to say like Samuel de Champlain and shit got here in like the 1600s, the early 1600s.
Wasn't it Christopher Columbus?
Yeah, but he went to other places first.
Apparently, Christopher Columbus was actually not as good as everybody said he
No,
was.
he was terrible in the Philippines. The Filipinos hate that guy, and then
Really?
they ended up killing him. That's how he died. But yeah, he was a very bad like, come in, dominate the native people living there. And,
Genocide.
yeah,
Well, I heard he was like a shitty boatsman too, or like didn't actually know what he was doing, or
probably not. He just
Why do you think that Native Americans are called Indians? Because he told everyone he was going to India and he landed up in North America and was like,
the
yeah,
fuck?
these are Indians.
no.
They have nothing to do with India.
Where was he from? The England?
Spain.
Spain.
Christopher Columbus?
Spain or Portugal, right? Or
It's
is it
like
Spain?
no, I'm pretty sure it's Spain. I'll check it out.
Fucking what kind of Spanish name is Christopher Columbus?
That's
Fucking
pretty sure it's Columbi or something
Yeah,
like
should
that.
it be like Carlito
Alvarez
or something? Yeah.
He was born in the Republic of Genoa.
Genoa, it's Italy, isn't it?
Was
Actually,
a
yeah,
medi-
don't Italians like root for Christopher Columbus hard? Actually, he might be Italian. I remember in The Sopranos, weren't they like, oh, he wasn't that. They wanted to like stick up for Christopher Columbus' name and everyone was shitting on it.
It does say Italian.
Jacques Cousteau. Jacques Cartier. Right this way. Shout out.
Yeah, it's Italian. He's Italian.
So anyway, sorry to interrupt you. I didn't know that the first place that they touched down was Florida.
Flow Rider, Mr. 305.
Isn't that Pitbull?
Come to my house.
Oh yeah, that is Pitbull. Well, whatever. They're both from Florida.
They are.
Welcome to my house.
Florida.
Every public
Florida.
building in Florida must have outward opening doors due to strong winds during hurricane season.
Okay, kind of cool.
Roughly 45 people visit Disney World every year.
What? 45?
45 million people.
Oh.
Sorry.
I was gonna say 45 people. What the fuck?
That's a place still open.
Yeah.
Florida's oldest tree is currently 3,500 years old.
How the fuck do they know that?
Because they can freaking count the rings and test the sap.
But if you count the rings, wouldn't that, mean
the tree's been.
cut down, isn't it?
There's probably other ways to do it. I'm not looking it up right now.
Aesop Rock.
Okay, let's go.
What the fuck?
Aesop Rock. You guys ever heard of him?
I know him, but what did he have to do with the
There's
oldest
a-
tree in Florida?
There's a song he has. It's called Rings, and I think he talks about cutting trees down or some shit, or like that's what like the rings. That's what it's about essentially. But Aesop Rock. Nobody's ever heard of him.
Not ASAP Rocky, but Aesop Rock.
Aesop Rock. Yeah, Aesop Rock. He's like, I don't know. Listening to him rap is like, it's very hard to decipher what he's talking about. I think he's a super good rapper, and he's one of the most. He is the rapper that uses the most different words,
The most unique word.
the most unique words in all of
Rap.
rap. But when I saw the article, it was like the first few albums.
Oh yeah, the first 10,000 words they said.
Yeah,
or
first
something.
10,000 words that he sang, and like I think like I don't know who was.
50,000.
Yeah,
I
I don't know-
remember seeing.
Yeah, I don't know who was number two, but like he was ahead of number two by like fucking 6,000 words or some shit. And I was like, man, I'm gonna check this guy out.
I remember DMX was like the worst.
Yeah, man, right at the very bottom because he always going.
Yeah, dog barks the
Yeah.
N word.
Yeah.
You want to know
Yeah.
how old a tree is? This is how
Yeah.
you do it. Measure its circumference. Generally, each 2.5 centimeters represents 1 year of growth, although this differs depending on the species of trees.
Okay.
You can do the ring thing, but obviously the tree already has to be dead or fell. Some trees species such as pines, spruces, and firs grow a whirl of branches each year, and count the number of whirls of branches to find out the age of the tree.
Wow.
I'm guessing that there's some sort of relation towards that.
Weird.
All right, we'll move to the would you rather.
What?
Why are you talking like that? Remember
Like
Hot
what?
Rod?
Well, I don't know.
Why am I saying what way?
That's on Family Guy too. Why do you keep saying that like that? Like what?
Like what? Why? Why?
My mom talks like that. What do you mean? And she like doesn't mean to be funny.
Man, buddy at work, fucking. What does he say? Oh
Take a bit
man,
of the shot.
I can't think of what the word that he says is, but like, he pronounces it like that, something like that. But it's not a WH term. I can't think of it. Fuck. That went nowhere.
Yesterday. Okay, would you
Thanks for that.
would you okay, zombie apocalypse strikes. Would you rather be one of the first to die, or would you rather be one of the very last to die after things have gotten so bad? Like, would you rather immediately die or have to fucking survive everything but then still die?
I'm riding it out.
Yeah, I think I'd like to survive.
And then just see all the atrocities that you eventually will see, whether that's by human on human, zombie on human.
And all the ones that you commit.
That's true too.
Yeah.
Would you guys be good or evil?
You'd have to be savage.
Good.
I would just try to be by myself.
Well,
man.
I'd try to
I
be
said
good.
a savage. You said good.
Well, no, like, I'd try to be like he says. Would you rather be good or evil? There's really like, what's the difference between
Like,
good or evil?
would you rather put others in harm's way to get what you need, or would you rather try to help other people, even if it meant putting yourself in the harm's way? Is the question I'm guessing. Like,
Very relative. It's very situational.
I guess, but at a certain point, when everyone's dead, it's humankind and
If there
whoever's
ain't
left
no
is
food, I'm going evil. I mean, if I have to eat somebody's leg, I might.
I like how you went straight to cannibalism and you glossed over like murder or theft.
Well, I'll murder them. I'll murder them by eating their leg.
No, there's like a couple people that the way I thought about that is like if it comes down to like who are you gonna fight for, who are you gonna flight for, like if it's like one of my loved ones or whatever, it's like fuck. It's like me and my girlfriend or whatever. It's like I might have to die trying to, I can't. I'm faster than my girlfriend. I'm not gonna run. I gotta figure this out.
All you gotta do is be faster than the.
Not like that
slowest
guy
person
you
in the
guys were gonna leave at the ledge the
That's
other
what
day.
I was just saying. This guy,
Yeah.
we're at the ledge. He's like, yo, I'm faster than that guy.
Sorry about your
When it
luck,
comes
pal.
down to apocalyptic time, that list is gonna be real short. Fuck, I ain't fast. I know that person's slower than me. I gotta stick around. That list is gonna be very fucking
That's where
short.
I get into trouble because I'm deceivingly slow at running.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I've seen you run. I've seen you
it's
run.
not that good.
And
so.
see, I'm actually a little bit faster than people would think because I'm kind of fat. So I don't think I'd be. I'm not saying that I'm a very fast guy. I'm just slightly faster.
We're
than
just
think
you and I are
would
going
be.
different ways. People might think that I'm
Yeah.
faster when I'm
'Cause
I'm
you're
slow.
skinny and lanky, and
Yeah.
then they're like, look at this short, compressed, fat guy, and then I'm actually pretty fast.
I got
Not like
freaking-
super fast by any means, but fast enough to play sports.
I could do it 4 seconds.
dude. And what?
You can
A
ejaculate.
quarter mile?
40 meters, but
Of ejaculation?
I could go about that far. 40 meters.
Disgusting.
Taking people's eyes out. Like, so this is gonna come with some force. You're just letting her know. She's like, "What do you mean?" Bah!
Nico's just got a
Concussion
stash
from a
of
fucking
goggles at his
facial?
house.
Girl showing up to work the next day with bruises all over her face. She's like, "You get beat at home?" It's like, well, not really.
What else you guys had anyway? What bad? Well then.
Make sure you rate, review, subscribe, comment, share. Don't be a hater like that one guy, even though I don't think he's still watching anymore.
What are we? Blue pill or red pill?
Red pill.
We are red
We're
pills.
red pill. We're Alpha Male Podcast bullshit.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
that's
thinking
right.
about
Yeah.
that the other day. I literally started one of our podcasts by saying we're here,
Here,
we're
we're
queer,
queer.
and get used to it.
Yeah.
And then I got called an alpha male red pill guy.
We're homos, bro.
Fucking,
It's
we're just a bunch of
2022,
fags,
man.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of fags.
Hey, man, it is what it is, dude. I was born this way.
Yeah, Fred's wearing a cardigan.
Right?
Right? In like plus 20.
Yeah,
You know I'm
dude, that's
clearly
a
not straight
style
male.
choice.
Anyway, thank you for joining us again. It's been another episode of 7 Days Makes 1 Week. Join us next time. Peace.